And start the recording. So good morning. It's a great Saturday morning. Excited for everybody to be here. We're always excited. I am always to see. I guess I feel like I'm getting back into the swing of things when I get on Saturday mornings. Someone asked me, I said, I am basically what I call semi-retired. I won't call it fully retired. It's hard for me to say that word. But Saturday mornings is what I look forward to because I get to see everybody's smiling faces. But this morning is special for me because Todd Rowland has become a, what'd you say we're going to call you? Papa? You're muted.
Papa this morning. That's correct.
Papa. So Todd has officially joined us as the grandparents. So I've gone from watching Todd grow his babies into his baby. Honestly, so when someone asked me how long I've worked with Todd, his baby that had a baby, I remember her guiding us around the tour when she was about 7 or 8 years old. She was our tour guide on Lake Norman. Todd, don't know if you even remember that.
Yeah.
The little tomboy then. She
Yeah,
was
she was like 3 or 4 when you met her, when we
that's
first
right.
met.
Little bitty thing. And so now she's having a baby. And of course, my baby is on the call. And she's the one going to be talking about products today. But we're excited to be here. Todd and I have, as we said, have worked together a long time. And as we get started today, I wanted Todd just to give us a couple of minutes on, something I think that's very important. So as we've worked in this industry for 25 years, I was with a company that was not, by the way, I did very well, but it was a company that did not have anything that you got passionate about. And I'll be honest with you, I can't have, looking back on it, I didn't think about it. I mean, but we learned that people have a real passion for products that make a difference in their lives. And Tim Sales told Todd and I that we really didn't see that in the beginning. But as you build residual income, it is so critical that you have quality products that make a difference in people's lives. And today, we don't do enough product talk because we should do more. But we're blessed to have Kristen here on. But I'm going to tell a quick story. When Todd and I decided to get into nutrition, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I thought that was the furthest thing from my mind I would ever want to do. And when I came home, my daughter thought I'd lost my mind because she is a nutrition person, and I was the little Debbie guy. And that's what Todd jokes about me. He's getting protein shakes, and I'm having snowballs, is what I would call them, cupcakes. So with that, though, I've learned that that's very important, how much difference it is with your health. And as I approach 70 this summer, I got such a great report back from my doctor, and he couldn't believe how good my blood work was. I don't think I've even told Todd that. I went in for my cancer treatment checkup, and he gave me he said, I can't get over it. He said, somebody that's gone through chemo treatment, your blood work is absolutely amazing. Your blood cell counts are, he said, I wouldn't have any clue that you had it. Now, why am I telling you that? Is that I want you to know that I pump my body through the things that Dr. Strange told me to do, my daughters told me to do. And yeah, I still have my vices. I still do things I shouldn't. But I promise you this, I'm not missing. I've already had my Noni, my Moa, my Rejuvenex. I've already had BioPro Q this morning. I've already had 4-Banali this morning. I'm going to put my things in my body to make me healthier. But I didn't know all that. Understand that 12 years ago, I was the furthest person you'd ever see doing something for their health or thinking about it. And so this company really has saved my life, in my opinion. My daughter thinks that. But Todd, before we get into Kristen, I want you to talk a little bit about our journey here and what you see. And by the way, Todd, we always talk about one thing I want people to understand. See, I was the guy that really was willing to sit on the sidelines. Todd's been a difficult person. Most people don't understand why Todd still works, and I'm one of those people. He could stay at home and he, by the way, he might with this new grandbaby. He may stay more and more at home right now. This will get a different attraction, stay at the house. But guys, Todd loves to work. He loves to be out seeing people change their lives. But Todd, I want you to just kind of talk a little bit about that before we get into Kristen and the products.
Yeah, I think it's a great morning, Chris, just because the perspective that you and I have, because we did meet in this industry in 2001, and both of us have been able to take more than a decade off. And I basically took off in my 40s when my kids were playing sports in high school and college and traveled. You've been taking off now the last 6 or 7 years. And the perspective I want to give everybody is like everybody doesn't have to do network marketing to set themselves free. Some people can do that in traditional business, or maybe you're a really good saver in the stock market. You've got money compounding. Maybe you inherited money. Maybe you don't need this from a financial standpoint, but Chris and I did. I was a football coach living paycheck to paycheck with a wife home with 4 kids. And when I met Chris Doyle in 2001, he had lost $8 million in a bankruptcy in a big business that he owned, and was not in good shape mentally, physically, anything. And I was out. I had just quit my job, so we were what I call two. We were both in survival mode. So we did a lot of things in those early days that people thought we were crazy. The amount of miles we drove, the amount of work we put in, the nights we were gone. But so many people quit along the way. The perspective that we have is that unless somebody already had a plan, the people that quit, they didn't quit network marketing, they quit on their dreams. Like they quit on their desire for a real retirement, on their desire to travel without financial worry, on their desire to sit down at restaurants and order the food they want, not what they can afford. They quit on their desire for the house they would love to live in, not the one they can afford, the car they would love to drive, not the ones they can afford to drive. And very few, almost none, over the 20 years, Chris, that you and I have worked together that quit found their way on another path. They just went back to their old life without dreams. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that if you are a person here this morning and you do have dreams and you're not able to fulfill them in your current occupation and you're vulnerable with yourself, like get through the hard. Like I saw something the other day. Forgot who it was, but it was somebody really successful. I can't remember. I listen to them all the time. I just remember it's one that said this, but it said that every successful person has a period of time in life where things are a bit out of balance. I wish we could all have complete balance, family, everything, our whole life, and end up totally perfect. But sometimes our family needs more of us. Sometimes our finances need more of us. Sometimes our spiritual life needs more of us. It's really hard to be all in on all three all the time. If you're able to do that, you're remarkable because it's really hard to be really successful at all three simultaneously. I try, but there's definitely periods of my life that I've gotten out of balance. But in the long run, when I can take off, matter of fact, I've been taking off now for a couple of weeks. I took completely off this week, and I met Jeff and Crystal and Kim Gray and Eric last Saturday. We did a Super Saturday in Coleman, Alabama. I had taken off for the week, and I sat down at that restaurant Friday night before the meeting, and Kim Gray said, my paycheck was up today. And I said, how much? She said, a couple of extra thousand this week. And I said, well, I haven't even looked yet. So I looked down at mine, and Chris, my paycheck for the week was $18,000, about $2,000 more than normal for the week. And I hadn't even worked. So people can call me crazy, out of balance. They can call me whatever they want to. But I know when I take off, my bank account gets hit every Friday, and the ones that quit generally don't. And that's not a negative. It's not, I'm better. It's just, I went through the hard. I still go through the hard. And so many people quit on the hard. Don't quit on the hard. Fight through. When your business takes off and you get a little momentum in it, that's when I coach people the hardest is when they get momentum in their business, because I know the momentum in people's businesses is so fragile. If they don't go all in and give it 24/7 when they get quality people growing in their business, that it's going to collapse on them because they won't have any leadership developed, and they're going to look up and say it don't work one day. When in reality, they had their chance for total financial independence and they blew it. They can do it again, but just know that if you ever get momentum in your business, please don't let off the gas pedal at that moment. That's when it takes the most for about a year or two. And then when you stabilize that leadership and you get other people with a solid income, that's when you have a real residual income and you can take time off in your life. So anyway, probably more than you wanted, Chris, but you give me a lot of perspective because you and I, we started with nothing. Like we were sharing hotel rooms and driving old beat up Suburbans. Like we didn't start this with a lot of resources.
I think that's the one thing, Todd, that most people never understand is they always think about, they see you where you've come to, they don't realize what you've went through. And I saw that from I forget the golfer's name, but he had somebody said they came up to him and said, I wish I could hit a golf ball like you. I'd do anything. And he said, well, meet me at the golf course in the morning. I'll show you. I hit 1,000 drivers every morning before I eat breakfast. I hit 1,000. Well, most people are not going to be willing to do those things. That's why he is such a great golfer. It was not because, yeah, he has talent, but talent without the effort doesn't matter much. And I mean, that's the part we've all talked about. The good part about our industry is you don't have to be the most talented. You got to be the most motivated. And I believe that with all my heart. Most motivated is the people that win here. But
Chris, I got to add this in there.
good.
This business is built for overachievers. If you're a brainiac, you're super analytical, you made straight A's in engineering school, this business is going to be really hard for you. Like it's going to be a struggle. Um, but if you are just somebody that wakes up every day and prays to God for a chance to create financial independence for your family, this is going to be the dream business of your life. Because, and by the way, I was watching. Sorry, Chris, I'm addicted to motivation on TikTok. But there was another one I was watching yesterday, and this lady was explaining why most C students become millionaires, and they're generally ADHD minded. And the reason she said is because business, not, she said, particular sectors in business, the engineering department, the computer department, the IT department, they're all very structured. And that straight A student that's used to that perfect structure in school steps into those jobs and they make a living. But the business overall is total chaos all the time. Can you imagine being Elon Musk, going from answering a question on a rocket ship to a driverless car to a robot to a Neuralink? Like his day is total chaos. Somebody really structured and analytical couldn't handle that. So like if you are that C student here and you are ADHD, like if you ever wanted your chance, this is it, because network marketing in the people business is chaos 24/7. There's always moving parts. There's always somebody upset. There's always people mad at people. Like it's chaos 24/7. If you have a business, if that's not going on in your life, you have no business. You're in recruiting mode still, which is hard too. Like embrace the hard is going to be the moral of the morning, because there is a lot of payback on the other side of hard in anything in life. Just like the guy that wanted the gentleman to meet him in the morning and hit 1,000 golf balls. On the other side of waking up at 5 a.m. and hitting 1,000 golf balls is a good golf game. And in some cases, total financial independence in that world.
Yeah, no, this guy I think had won the Masters, but I think most people here this morning probably not to hear me and you, Todd. I think people like to hear product information. The one thing that I was really not too, and Todd was the guy that knew it was a kinesiologist. Did I even say that right? So we were total opposites when it came to knowing about health and nutrition. So when my daughter, who'd been around the industry, didn't even want to do network marketing, it's kind of funny that she decided that once she saw this product line, after watching it for a while, that she would become a product guru, as we both know that she has. And so Kristen has been well known. So I've laughed because I said in this business, I'd been Chris Doyle and everybody knew me for a long time. Now I've become Kristen White's dad. And that has been fun, but odd, but different for me. I know a lot of people here for that. So Kristen, we're going to get you to share your screen because I know you're going to do that. Todd's known you, as we were talking about, since you were a little girl. I guess I say a little girl, but you were in high school. That's little enough, young enough. You were 20 something, 25 years ago. So you were right out of middle school when we met Todd. So with that, Kristen, you got your attitude glasses on this morning. So, I mean, you're fixing to give some good information, I know, about products. And Todd, by the way, if you need to leave and get to the hospital, let me tell you something. You have the right excuse today. I think Kristen and I can handle it.
Now,
I think
I'm gonna hang out with Kristen and make sure her nutrition information is correct.
listen, all right, that's good. But I mean, I want us all to know one thing, Todd. We're so proud for you to have a grand time. We want to make sure you tell Ashley how much we're excited. I haven't texted her. I know she's too much on cloud nine to be taking any messages today. So
Yeah, let me prop Kristen up just for a second. Kristen, she's always there for all of us. I use her every now and then when I'm with fitness people. I know other people reach out to her, questions, Zoom. She's always so gracious with her time. But she's been working relentlessly now for about 6 months on an app, and we're launching it, I think, Thursday morning on the IPA call. So you guys can get kind of a pre-look at it or pre-hear about it, but it's going to be incredible. And there'll be a free and a paid side. The free version of it is really, really helpful. But the paid version is going to dive in deep, all the product information, all the product videos. We're going to have Kristen White on speed dial 24/7 on our phones once this app goes live. And thank you for doing that, Kristen.
you're muted.
Okay, y'all can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, good. And I put a little teaser at the end of my PowerPoint for everyone to see a little bit of what it is coming on Thursday. So I hope that it will be helpful. Can y'all see my screen, by the way?
What are you using to do that?
My screen?
It looks cool. You got a little bit of different layout. You got a
Oh, okay, good. Well, I tried something new. Um, Okay, as long as you can see it, we're good. So this morning I'm gonna go through just a few products. It was so hard to narrow down and keep the time flowing, but I wanted to do some that I felt like really hit on a performance and fitness. I get asked this a lot in Messenger. And of course, all of our products we know are universal. They are going to help everything, full body, but I picked a few that I really wanted to target that can help your activity. And this isn't just for your elite athlete. This is for people who are exercising, who are just starting exercising, beginning a program. You're just maybe even a walker, but this could be for, I mean, you know, your elite performers too. So these are the products I have chosen for the next few minutes that I think are in my top arsenal that I use every day. And for people who are going to come to you saying, what could I use? Or I know this person who really exercises a lot. What would be a really good product I could talk to them about? Or I think I even got asked yesterday, I'm going to approach a gym owner. What's a product I could talk to them about? These could be some that are in your arsenal that you could approach them with. So these are the ones for fueling performance, recovery results, how we train hard, recover smart, and of course, fuel our body. Okay. One, we got to start with our Pure Nourish. Now, this to me is one of the biggest components of performance because we have to have protein, right? Obviously, you can take screenshots of this or, pictures of this, use this as we're obviously recording. But why it matters, obviously, we need protein for our workouts. Key benefits, we're supporting muscle repair, reducing post-workout soreness. These are just your key benefits, but obviously our Pure Nourish is a complete protein. All right, that is a big deal because we are getting all non-essential amino acids. This an essential amino acid, what does that mean? That's an amino acid that your body cannot make, right? So you have to take it in through your diet. Amino acid, your muscle needs it for repairing specifically after training. It's preserving your muscle and lean body mass. Now, that is for the workout component, but also I'm going to tell you why it's also just beneficial. This is going to help neurotransmission production. It's good for your hair, skin, and nails. So, ladies, obviously, it's crossing over for other good things for your body. It's good for connective tissue. That's important for your athletes because we also want to help, our joints. We want to help our tendons. We want to keep those strong because when you are performing, obviously you don't want to tear anything. I don't know how yet. I've never torn an ACL or a meniscus, but I swear it's because I've just kept everything strong through the years of taking really good supplements. Um, this is obviously to me more than just a supplement, okay? This is a whole food product because we are getting all nine essential amino acids. So we don't just say that I don't just say our Pure Nourish is a supplemental powder. To me, this is a whole food. It has got your protein in it, all non-essential amino acids. You're getting protein, you're getting probiotics, you're getting digestive enzymes. So you could use this as a meal replacement or a great snack. Or if you do need to hit more protein requirements, obviously post workout is great. So ours is plant-based, right? So this is all from pea protein. So this is plants. Now, most conventional protein powders on the market, we know, are from dairy sources, right? Whey isolates, some sort of dairy derived. So are those effective? So you're going to get hit with that. Like people in the workout world use a lot of whey proteins. Are they effective? Yes, those are effective too. They are. I'm just going to be down to the matter. They are effective at helping those muscles repair, keeping lean body mass, all those things. But are they problematic? Yes, to me, they are problematic because they are going to carry biologically active compounds from a lactating cow because they're going to have estrogen, progesterone, and insulin growth factor 1. We do not need that as adults, right? We are mature adults. Those hormones are meant for growing calves. And what happens to us specifically, like if I were to use that every day, because I use Pure Nourish almost every day. So let's think if I used a whey protein every day and I'm constantly taking in this whey protein that has a residual estrogen, progesterone, or insulin growth factor 1 that's residual from that lactating milk, right? What does that mean? I'm getting that exposure to those hormones every day. Let's disregard the fact that they could be synthetically pumped with other hormones, but I'm getting exposure to that. That is where we are getting the problems. We are getting poor insulin signaling. We are getting bad sugar regulation. We're getting the skin issues. We're getting all the other nasty side effects, digestive problems. You have to think a cow actually has a four compartment stomach. We do not. So we digest things a whole lot different. If I drink a whey shake, my stomach is swollen after about 4 hours. So it's the problems from those other type of shakes. So we don't do any of that. So ours is 100% dairy free. We are promoting gut health because we add prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes. We are helping hormone balance. And I believe we actually support inflammation management with our protein shake. So you're getting a whole lot of good with ours, and we're causing no problems. Plant-based, we never can get enough plants, by the way. And to me, this is far more superior than any other dairy one on the market. And Todd, you're welcome to chime in at any time because I know you've used this one too for a long time and you have your own opinions on whey shakes as well. And if you want to add anything, feel free to chime
I
in
really
before.
just wanted to ask you one question because I come from the athletic performance world,
Mhm.
and there's this barrier a lot of times with athletes slash CrossFitters slash big bodybuilders between the amount of protein we have and the amount they really want, and
Yeah.
also it being a pea protein, not a whey or casein. Can you share why you made the conversion and how you supplement otherwise with protein just for that world?
Yeah, so so a lot of times people think you need a whole lot more than you do. I personally think that 18 grams is enough. If you, for especially me, I'm 138 pounds. So obviously if you're, a larger man and you're like, hey, I need a little bit more, then do an extra scoop. That's all you would need to do is add an extra scoop of the Pure Nourish. But also, sometimes more is not always better. If your body is not absorbing that protein, by the way, it will still be converted over into fat. So whatever you don't make, protein is still going to get converted over and stored just as fat as you don't use it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Christian, let me add one thing
yeah.
there because for those of you that come from that world, one of the leading triggers of type 2 diabetes in our world today are protein shakes because they're so full of an ingredient called maltodextrin.
Mm.
So if you're buying your protein shakes, especially at a Costco, Walmart type place or GNC, read the label and see how much of that it has in it. And also, I just wanted to add on that Kristen was saying that too much protein, it'll convert to glucose in the blood
Mhm.
too and spike blood sugar equally as much once you hit that threshold. So, like, this is really, really a good protein. Sorry, Kristen.
No, that's exactly right. So I personally like the fact that it's 18. Again, if you're a little bit larger human, like, hey, I want to add just a little bit more, but I personally think this is still just enough. And like you said, all the extra fillers, those are really the detriments because they are going to spike glucose as well. So, and your body is going to use that first before it uses the protein anyways. So,
And you find so many ex-football players, athletes, I mean, kids that I coached 20 years ago that are now in their upper 30s and 40s, just all over the place, reaching out to me for drops because they have type 2 diabetes. And these were healthy athletes that just filled their body with too much junk.
yes. So this is the addition, I believe, to the Pure Nourish that you really need if you're going into the performance. By the way, it just tastes great. So this is our Power Boost. This is our branch chain amino acids. Um, and we have also an amino. Did someone say anything? Okay, I think it was just someone coming in that wasn't muted. It also has an extra amino acid added in. So this is going to be great for recovery and also preserving muscle mass. So I'm going to tell you about the three branch chain amino acids. By the way, there are only three. There are 20 amino acids, but three of them are branch chains, and we have the three in here. So the three are leucine, and this is our muscle activator branch chain amino acid. This one is literally signaling your body to turn on protein synthesis. It's literally saying, hey, go support lean muscle growth, start recovery, preserve muscle. Specifically, if you are trying to lose weight, this one's going to try to help preserve muscle during fat loss. So this is your most anabolic branch chain amino acid. Then we have L-isoleucine, and this one is involved in your energy production. So obviously you're like hearing all these words, muscle growth, recovery, energy production. This one's also great for workout endurance, supporting muscle recovery, energy regulation. That is what the L-isoleucine does. Obviously, these are all buzzwords for your athletes, right? Now, to me, I think anybody would want these, right? Anybody wants to feel good, have more energy, keep their lean muscle mass. But when we talk to our athletes and our fitness people, they're going into GNCs and vitamin shops looking for these specific things. So just remember these when people start asking you, what do you have that could help this? This is specifically in our Power Boost. And then we have the L-valine, and this one's going to help with muscle repair. So if you've worked out really hard or you're really sore, or let's say you just went and did some work in the yard and your muscles are sore, 2 scoops of this or a scoop of this in your shake is going to help speed up your recovery as well. We also have your L-glutamine in here. Now, this is just an amino acid. It's the most abundant amino acid in your body. Your body actually makes it, but it's kind of conditional because it can get ran down very fast. So it's good to actually supplement with it, but it is a whole body. Your whole body uses L-glutamine. It's great for muscle recovery, supports your immune system, but the big thing for it too is it actually is really good for your gut and supporting the integrity in your intestines. And we've been talking a lot about your core cleanses lately and how we can support your gut microbiome. So really, again, all of our products are so universal, great for fitness, but Power Boost, just for the L-glutamine, if you're trying to make your gut stronger, this one will actually help your intestines be stronger because it's going to help your intestinal tract have a great, just a stronger intestinal lining. It's also going to create the integrity of your gut barrier. So it's going to help things get in and out that should get in or that should not come in. So it's kind of a really cool little ingredient and a cool thing that you make. Then we have the MCT oil in here. This is from coconut. And I love MCT oil. I used to just take it by the spoonful back in my 20s. It's a very quick fuel. It converts to energy very fast, faster than just your long chain fatty acids. So it's going to get into the liver and then your body's going to be ready to use it fast. So that's why athletes like it. So taking this right before a workout, your body's going to have a really quick energy boost. So love the Power Boost. If you've not tried it, it tastes really good. So obviously you see the key benefits of it. And I just told you kind of what it does, but you see supports endurance during training. Obviously, that's going to be from some of those branched chain amino acids, but also from that MCT, help reduce muscle breakdown and have more stable energy without a crash. And you can see best time to use it during or after workouts. Obviously, we got to talk about the Max 2O. This to me obviously is great for everybody, especially if you're using the core cleanse right now. You want to make sure you stay really hydrated. It's about to get warm outside. So everybody should have a packet of these in their house, whether you're exercising or not, just because it's getting hot. You don't know if you're dehydrated or not, but obviously water alone is not enough to keep you hydrated. So Max 2O is to me the best electrolyte on the market because of the ratio. Ours is a 1-to-1 ratio of magnesium to, no, excuse me, to potassium to sodium with a little bit of magnesium in there. So we have 300 grams of potassium, 300 of sodium. So if I'm going to compare that one to the element. If you've ever heard of the element ones, the element, so I just said ours is 300 to 300, so it's 1-to-1. So an element packet has 1,000 grams of sodium to 200 potassium. So if you see how different the ratio is, theirs is a 5-to-1. That is a huge difference. I'm going to tell you why I don't like that because I don't think it's balanced. Obviously, ours has no sugars, no dyes. So you can't have any crashes, no gut distress, anything like that. But I just don't think that, and I used to actually drink elements, but I could never drink a whole one because I would get, before we had Max 2O, by the way. This was, just 2 years ago. I couldn't drink a whole one because I would get puffy. I would notice my fingers would get puffy. And the reason behind that is because there was an imbalance. There was too much sodium in the packet versus the potassium. So obviously you have a sodium potassium pump, right? The potassium is sitting in the cell, the sodium is outside the cell. You need the potassium to pull the sodium inside. But if you've got too much sodium, not enough potassium, you have the sodium still sitting out there. Well, what does that mean? Well, you're going to get puffy. You're going to retain the fluid if you don't sweat it off. Well, if you're not sweating it off, it's just going to stay out. Now, if you're sweating it off, great, you might sweat it off, but that's a lot to sweat. And if it's in cooler months, you might not be sweating that much. If you're not sitting in a sauna, you might not sweating that much. If you're not an elite athlete, you're probably not sweating that much. So we have people out there drinking all of this salt who may have high blood pressure, who may not be sweating, and that's a lot of salt that they're taking in. So I just don't really care for that ratio. I feel like ours is very safe because it is a 1-to-1. It is very consumer friendly. And if you need more salt or you think you need more, you could drink two, or you just salt if you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a really hot day, like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sweat a little more, well, then I could just salt my food a little more that day, or I could just say, I may just even put a little more salt in my water. I know that sounds crazy for some people on here, but this is me being, I'm working out 90 degrees today. I don't turn air conditioning on in my gym, by the way. It's probably why my dad doesn't frequent my gym. But in July, my gym will say 99 degrees on the thermostat. I'm going to sweat a lot. I'm still going to use Max 2O, but I might put a little more salt in my drink. I still like that method instead of drinking an element because I control the salt. They're not controlling my salt, and I'm still getting more potassium than they're going to offer me. So what does the sodium actually do? It's going to help retain the fluid, support blood volume, prevent dehydration and dizziness. If you do not have the electrolytes, the water is not going to help. The potassium is supporting muscle contractions, helping regulate heart rhythm, and obviously balancing the sodium levels. The potassium is the key. That's why I don't like the elements. There's not enough potassium. The magnesium is going to help the potassium uptake. So I love the fact that we actually have even more magnesium in our packets than the elements have. and we have more potassium. I just think theirs is not balanced. And that's also going to support energy production. So it's helping preventing cramps and all the good things. You want to add anything on our electrolytes, Todd?
Somebody, I'll ask a question. Someone asked a question about Gatorade and asked and said all these kids are drinking Gatorade. What did they have something? I
That's my
know
favorite thing to comment on, Chris.
I
You
usually
go ahead.
So
I usually let them
when
comment on that.
when Gatorade was developed at the University of Florida back in the 80s, Gatorade was an electrolyte drink that, like, the sports department developed that for the football team. It was a competitive advantage because, as Kristen was just going through, these electrolytes, the potassium, magnesium, and sodium, is needed for cell membrane penetration and retention of water. That's the reason some people can actually swell a little bit if they take this and they don't get rid of water effectively. I've seen that a few times now. But over time, Gatorade sold, listen to this carefully, to Coca-Cola. Gatorade is sugar water with cancer-causing artificial colors in it now. It is worse for you than Coca-Cola. There are so many people walking around right now with full-blown type 2 diabetes drinking Gatorades for their health, spiking their blood sugar through the freaking roof. Go pick up one of those Gatorades today at the grocery store gas station, the big 48 ouncer, flip it over, and it's going to be 25 grams and 4 servings in a bottle, between 50 and 100 grams, depending on which bottle you pick up, of straight sugar in your body, not to include all the known cancer causing artificial colors in it. It's terrible for you. But going back now, just to add something with the electrolyte, one of the number one things everyone needs to do in the weight loss phase is flush their body of toxins. Drink your water, get the toxins out. If nothing else, it makes it taste good. If you put an Elite in there with it, it makes it taste really, really good. And Elite and electrolyte will make water taste better than anything you can buy at the gas station. So important to stay hydrated. Just a great, great, great additional product. Very inexpensive, very well put together, very well formulated, tastes great. Nothing bad about it. All good.
Agree. Okay, so moving into advantage. So our obviously we look at this one as kind of like a vanity product. I do feel like it is actually a true health product. Now, it says advantage. So people are looking at it saying, hey, this is going to pull out my abs. Like, I know I've posted pictures showing abs. So, I mean, we want to boast that this one can make you look better. I really truly feel it is a health product, but let's get real. When we're talking to fitness people, it's going to make their stomachs look better. But to me, this is a metabolic support supplement. It is a supplement, but it is literally designed to help your body increase energy expenditure. It's literally helping you burn. Um, calories and fuel while you do nothing. It's making you turn on your brown fat. And the main ingredient inside is the grains of paradise, and its role is to create brown fat activation and get your body in a thermogenic state. So you can see the main benefits of it. Obviously, it kind of just summarized that support energy expenditure. I do think I do take two of these before my workouts sometimes because I do believe it helps me focus and it makes me a little more efficient. There is no stimulant in here, but there is some ingredients in here that do cause me to have like a focus. So I do think it can complement that, and it is going to help your body composition goals. But let's talk about the way it can actually help the metabolic side of fat loss. This is not a stimulant, it's not a crash fat burner. It's literally just to help your body burn more fuel, burn up the glucose better, or excuse me, activate your body to burn white fat is what it does. So white fat is different than brown fat, right? White fat is your main storage. It's your subcutaneous and visceral fat. Now, not all white fat is bad. We think of it as being bad because it just sounds bad, right? We think of it as that way. Too much fat is bad, but it's not all bad. We need a little bit of white fat for hormone function. We need it for cushioning. We need it for a little bit of extra storage. If you don't have some white fat, you start looking skeletal, right? But the problem is the excess visceral fat. That is the dangerous fat, and it is linked to a lot of metabolic risk. But this is the cool part about Advantage. It is going to activate your brown fat to start burning up the visceral fat. So it is metabolically active and it is going to get heat producing to start working on this visceral fat. The reason it is brown is because it has more mitochondria than your white fat. And it's literally going to be your heat producing, making you warm. So it's going to be associated with better metabolism. How does it work? Well, the grains of paradise literally just start getting your body to get into a thermogenic state. Now, it doesn't, I will say, it does kind of make you warm. When I first started taking it, I did notice I didn't get like hot, hot. I just started noticing I was kind of sweating a little more. So you can burn up to an extra 100 calories a day by using the product. And not everybody will have the exact same experience using this. Some people have more brown fat out of the gate than others because maybe their lifestyle was already better. So I like to compare this when some people use this. I started having great results pretty quick, and some people it could take a few months. It's depending on how well lit their fire already is. I think I've used the analogy before. If you already have brown fat, and let's compare that fire to already being lit, and we throw Advantage, which is the gas on it, then the flame gets really big, right? But if there is no real fire yet, and we're still trying to strike, and we start throwing Advantage on it, and not a whole lot's happening, but then we keep striking, throw Advantage on it, then you throw Advantage on it, and it might start getting a little bit hotter, it might start getting a little hotter, but then month two, the strike gets a little bit bigger. Finally, you get a flame, then you throw Advantage on it, then it turns into something. So it depends on how big your fire is already. You got to get your brown fat working in its favor, working for you. Um, you can also beige your white fat, which I think is pretty neat. You can train your white fat to become a little more metabolically active, and you can do that through lifestyle and diet. So the more you exercise, the better you eat. I do believe that this product could train some of your white fat as well to become a little more metabolically active, which means you burn more calories at a resting state. You're handling glucose better, which means you're burning glucose more efficiently, and then you're reducing visceral fat. Those are all the benefits of having more brown fat or starting to beige white fat. So what does that mean? That means better body composition, but also it means you're at lower risk for things like diabetes, all those metabolic diseases that we know are related to having an excess of visceral fat, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all the diseases that come with just having extra weight. And so this is why I do think, one, this is a great fitness product because it makes you look great, but it's also a true health product because the more brown fat you have, I personally think the better your health is. So, Todd, do you want to add anything?
I do.
Yeah.
Todd, you're muted.
I said I do. I was just moving your picture over to this to share real quick. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I'm going to show a couple pictures real quick on the Advantage. It
By
may
the
not.
way, you got your mother addicted to it now, and she's
Oh, you know,
Do I need to stop sharing so you can share?
yes.
maybe so. Yeah, I didn't know you were sharing. I thought that was just a backdrop. Yeah, stop sharing just for a second. I got three pictures I'm gonna pull up.
Okay, let me figure out how to. There we go. Okay, your turn.
Try one more time. I just want to show three pictures because the young people really love this product. And as this is pulling up, Kristen, I know in your life See, I got your picture right here. Okay, so there is Kristen, who you're hearing from. I always joke with her that she has better shoulders than any man I know her age. But you said that this product, along with Renew, gave you better abs in your 40s than you had at any point in your 20s and 30s,
Yes, absolutely.
and no diet change. Workouts always been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I was just down in South Florida. This girl's in South Florida. She's young, and this is her best-selling product. The Advantage is the best-selling product for her on Instagram because of price point. She just sells it the heck out of it with smart links. And then this um, two people here. This is another CrossFit girl, thanks to Kristen White. We already had her signed up, but Kristen really educated her on the products. But this is Roberto from Mexico. But this is by far that Roberto's got 2 million followers, and he sells by far more Advantage than he sells anything else. This is a great product, price point wise, for social media and for the younger generation. But you can see all of their abs there. It's just a great product. The chromium picolinate in it, I actually used chromium picolinate when I was in high school in the 80s. That's how long that ingredient's been around in the weight loss world. But the grains of paradise that Kristen alluded to is a newer uh, discovery. And I don't know exactly. I've seen different numbers of how much it raises resting metabolism, but I think there's no doubt that it raises it enough that if somebody's paying attention and working out a little, they're going to get way better results than if they weren't using it. Go ahead, Kristen.
Okay.
They're asking how many per day can you take safely before we go to the next product?
I mean, the bottle says 2. I'm not gonna be. I'll lie. Not gonna lie. I've taken up to 4 a day.
That's about what I take, Chris. When the
Yeah.
days I work out, especially, I'll do 2 when I wake up always, and then I'll do 2 more before I work out.
There's nothing in it that is gonna, there's no stimulant. There's nothing in it's gonna harm you. It's literally all natural ingredients. But, you know, I've done up to 4 a day.
So, Chris Dole, you got to do your before and after. No shirt on. Do 4 a day, and we'll get the after in 6 weeks.
And well, Judy's really impressed with it. Judy's lost so much. She's lost some. She got a wedding coming up, and she's brought in last night. She came in and said, "I love those Advantage. I know took me forever to start." And she was in blue jeans that I bought her 12 years ago. She couldn't believe it. She's convinced that Kristen got her started on the Advantage because she don't change much for eating habits. You know that.
Yes, I know that. All right, I got a couple more I'm going to move through. And these are a few that I've not talked about. I'm actually going to, he talked about Renew, and I actually didn't put Renew in it because I feel like I talk about it all the time. And I wanted y'all to hear a little bit about BioPro Q. I use this one every day. This is cellular energy. It's going to have mitochondrial health. This is really supporting stamina, endurance. It's fighting fatigue. This is heart and muscle energy. So CoQ10 lives in every single cell of your body, specifically your mitochondria. It is your cell's energy factory. The primary job of CoQ10 is to make ATP. Okay, so that's literally the gasoline to your cell. It's like the gas to your car is CoQ10 to your cell. It's going to help muscle contraction, brain signaling. It's going to help your heartbeat. Obviously, it's going to do some other things like hormone production, cellular repair. But if you have no CoQ10 in your body or low CoQ10, you have low cellular energy, even if you eat really good. So supplementing with it, especially as you get older, it peaks about age 25, 30, and then it really starts to decline. So notice other things like, our HGH starts to decline right after about 30. This is another one. So it's really important to start putting it in. I do 4 of these a day. If I'm training really hard, I've been known to do 8 a day. For fitness purposes, it's really good for muscle and physical performance. It's supporting muscle endurance. It's going to help reduce exercise-induced oxidative stress. When you exercise, you are stressing your body. When you over-exercise, like I am definitely known to do, I am creating way more oxidative stress than just someone who's exercising just to stay healthy. And so I have a lot of inflammation. I'm breaking my body down. And so this is one helping my body recover specifically at the muscular level, and it's supporting a recovery and cellular repair. But I also love the fact that it's giving my cells extra energy because of the ATP. It's also really good for your heart. Your heart has one of the highest demands for CoQ10. So it's going to help your cardiac efficiency, helping muscle contractions. And I just feel like it's overall, people should be supplementing with CoQ10 after the age of 30. It's really good for, this is just for overall people, brain, cognitive health. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for neuron energy production, clarity, focus, keeping oxidative stress in the brain low. So if you have any history of family history of brain problems like dementia, Parkinson's, supplementing with this, keeping inflammation in the brain down. It's good for your nervous system. It's just a really powerful antioxidant for every system in the body. And obviously good before workouts, but it's just a great product all around. Todd, you want to add anything? I know you love this product.
Yeah, I'm very adamant that if you really look at the clinical research that from the cardiovascular world, that every man above 35 years old should be on CoQ10. Do your own research. It is the most integrated nutritional product into the medical community. Also, if you have low energy, CoQ10 is the catalyst at the mitochondrial level in the ATP energy production. So, a lot of times, if you are low on CoQ10, that means, and I tell you how you know if you're low on CoQ10, if you take statin drugs for elevated cholesterol, you are low on CoQ10 because it is a CoQ10 killer. You definitely need to be supplementing if you're on statin drugs. But it's not energy. So just know that when you begin to take the CoQ10 for the cardiovascular health benefits, it's in Chris's clinical doses via Dr. Strand for his leukemia. It's just a really, really important ingredient. But just know it's not true energy. So when you begin to take it, it's not, you're not going to know on day one, even day two. It takes about a month, and the move back to good energy is really slow. So you really won't even realize what's occurring. You'll just notice about a month or two in that you feel better all the time. And it's the same thing if you come off of it. It's not going to just go away in one day, but over the course of a month or two, if low CoQ10 is your energy problem, you're going to just start feeling bad all the time. And it's really hard to tie it together until you know the clinical research on it all. But yes, everybody, and by the way, our BioProQ, because I've tried to do cheaper, I cannot find any CoQ10 anywhere on the market that makes my body feel the way this one does. And I do for preventative measures, clinically dosed, just like Dr. Strand says, and that's 6 a day. Order 10 at a time. You can do that, get it down to about $40 a bottle, and it is fabulous. As a matter of fact, it's hard for me to ever pinpoint a nutritional product that's my favorite, but this is definitely one that I will not let run out in our pantry.
Yeah, same.
Me neither. And here's the thing: these guys are all exercising. I'm convinced that CoQ10 made a huge difference in my blood work because Kristen got that approved when I was even on chemo. She went through the doctor and he's, yeah, you can keep taking that, no problem. So I'm convinced that was a big part of mine. And someone asked the difference in it and Omega Q, and they're totally, I mean, Omega Q does have CoQ10 in
Yeah,
it.
so it's 50. When you take two, you're going to have 50 milligrams of CoQ10. In the Omega Q, it's 20. It is the same form, though, so you're just not getting as much. A lot of women, they really need the omega 3. So do men. Everybody needs omega 3 because the omega 3 omega 6 imbalance is the root cause of most people's inflammation. And we're so overran with omega 6s out there in the marketplace. So, but most women that don't have cardiovascular issues or are suffering from low energy, the amount of CoQ10 in the omega 3 is sufficient and would be my recommendation. But if you're a low energy woman or you have cardiovascular things going on, you need to be taking the straight CoQ10 also, in addition to the omega 3.
Agree. I almost put Omega Q in the presentation because it's one of my favorite too. So we'll move into mower real quick. I think everybody knows this one, but I just feel like it's great for training. It's our 1.7 powerhouse punch delivering our functional foods. We know This is nutrients that do more than just fill our nutrition gaps. It's supporting our cellular health, immune balance, inflammation control. It's really helping resilience at all levels of the body. But I love the fact that it's really helping that inflammation. I really do think that MOA is nutritional intelligence in this little package. We have 36 superfoods in here, right? And they are all so nutrient dense, and they are really forcing these bioactive compounds to work within the body, but not for stimulation. So, why do functional foods matter? They are helping one calm down chronic inflammation. Now, we live in a world where we all have chronic inflammation just by walking around. We have stress. We are creating stress just living. We are exposed to stressors. We are exposed to toxins. We have immune imbalance just from things we're exposed to, things we put in our body. We have mitochondrial fatigue. And then, of course, if you're exercising, you are creating more stress and more inflammation. And if you're over exercising, you're creating way more. So I love the fact that I take two a day. If I'm really inflamed, I can even take more. And this is going to help me be able to train each day and recover faster so I can turn over my workouts because I've recovered quicker just from the next day. So it's helping repair my muscles by keeping the inflammation down. Obviously, aids in whole body recovery, but I love the fact that I can continue to train higher levels each day because this is helping support my recovery. And to me, it's just creating that long-term resilience and recovery by improving my recovery days. So I can go into every ingredient, but I'm not going to do that on the call because I've done that before with other calls. I just want people to know that it is really, really helping the recovery by giving you antioxidant rich formulas. And I love that we have the 6 mushrooms in here, obviously helping that response. And it's really for daily and ongoing recovery support. Todd, you wouldn't add anything on this one?
Other than if you have inflammation in your body, nothing works like MOA. Get over the taste. Don't be a whiny baby. Everybody that takes it for at least a week every day, cold, falls in love with it. And if you have rheumatoid arthritis, carpal tunnel, plantar fasciitis, just very few don't get some relief, if not a lot of relief from it.
It's become my favorite product. I mean, I just drink it all the time. I love it. If I'm getting feel bad, I'll take that. I mean, I just love it.
All right. I don't know why I have Tahitian noni up there on that top part. I guess I was going to add it in. Final one. People will probably be wondering why I put Vanali in this one for a fitness or performance because most people think of this as the beauty supplement, or is it really a beauty supplement? It is a beauty supplement, yes, but I also think it is cellular protection and repair support. Um, Honestly, Vanali is whole body support, is a whole body support formula. It is cellular support, it is connective tissue level. So obviously we know we see the we see the exterior when we use Vanali. We see it making our skin better. We see it making our hair prettier. So I wanted to finish with Vanali because we see all the things it does on the exterior, right? When we use this product. So if we know because we can see how good it makes us look, I want you to imagine how good our insides are looking when we use this product. Because if this is helping our exterior skin and our collagen on what we can see, imagine how good the collagen on the inside is looking. Imagine what it's doing to our joints. Imagine what it's doing to my knees. Imagine what it's doing to my tendons. Imagine what it's doing to my blood vessels. The inflammation in those, my capillaries, my veins, the in my heart. Imagine how much better the circulation is pumping. So to me, I love the fact that it makes my skin look younger because I don't want to, I'm just like my mother. I don't want to look a day older than I am. But I also would like to live a long time and not feel older than I am either. And I really do feel that is what this product does. It's supporting blood flow, nutrient delivery. It helps the body adapt to stress. It helps recovery and cellular protection. And I know if I can see the proof from this product that it's working in my lungs, it's working just right there in my heart that way. So this product is going to neutralize free radicals. It's going to protect collagen and elasticity. It's going to calm inflammation signaling. It is going to help that circulation. It's going to support tissue repair. And again, I just keep saying it. If I know I can see it there, it's got to be working on the inside. So if I have anti-aging going on exteriorly, my insides have got to be having the anti-aging as well. And that's even more important because that's what's keeping me alive, right? So the main ingredients we know are our grapeseed extract. This is a pharmaceutical grade process. It's from Indina, Italy. It's the best grapeseed you can get on the market. It is literally fighting the aging process, the inflammation, the joint breakdown, the skin aging, cardiovascular strain. It's protecting collagen, elastin fibers from degradation. It's helping your joint connective tissues. It's literally keeping the inside of you young. It's helping vascular integrity. It's keeping all of those things running better. This is my favorite product. I will hands down tell you if we have one product, this is probably my Love Renew, but this may be those two together because of the full body effects of everything it can do. And then we add, of course, the acerola cherry, which helps activate that grapeseed extract. Then we add the bioflavonoids, which helps activate the vitamin C. And that's what makes your collagen strong. It keeps everything just working great in your system. So obviously, my dad has a great story with his lungs on Vanali, which also probably makes it my favorite product. But full body, this is a great product. It's obviously a great fitness product because it's going to help oxidative stress, inflammation low, circulation, helps your heart. It helps your connective. It just keeps everything young. So, is it a beauty product? Yes, but it is absolutely a fitness product. Yes, but it is absolutely a full body health product. And so, Todd, if you want to add anything on Manali, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to show one final slide and then a little clip.
No, I think you hit it. You know, your dad's story with his asthma is amazing. We get so many pulmonary stories, but don't forget for those losing a lot of weight, it really draws the skin up. So that along with great hydration with the electrolyte is a perfect combination with weight loss.
I'm
Yeah.
going to ask how much Vanallic for asthma. I just saw that in the chat, just real quick. For me, I did 8 a day when I started, and after 2 months, I now take 4 a day. And do I still have a little bit of asthma? I don't need any medicine for it, but I won't consider myself completely asthma gone. But I will tell you that I don't go through 3 inhalers a month anymore, and I rarely ever use an inhaler. I have used one a couple of times when some things were bad, but really rare. And when I do, is I just kind of up my Vanilla and it goes away. Simple
Yeah,
as
and
that.
you absolutely cannot take too much phenolly. So 8 a day, 10 a day, 12 a day, all fine. But you can pee it out. So you do want to not do it at one time. Spread it out equally throughout the day, whatever you're going to do there. Dr. Strand's true clinical dose is 6 a day if you're trying to treat a condition, allergies, something along those lines.
And just feel free to take a little shot of this so you can just a summary of the things in case people just want to know when a good time to take them are. And then I'm going to show you one. I hope this works. All right, so if people want to know what it is coming on Thursday, this is just a quick 60 seconds.
This morning, we got great And Brent Palmer's cheating because he got his hands on this early, so he's a 10 days into his 90-day shred.
All right. I did that really quick last night.
And several people have asked in the chat. Yes, it's going to be available to anybody that's a brand partner.
Oh yeah,
It's not limited just to our team. So anybody that's available.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have Kristen on Thursday morning, so everybody have the ability to get it Thursday.
Well, guys, we're running over, but we didn't lose anybody. So I think people love to hear about products. I mean, they might quit me motivating, but they don't quit listening to the products. Kristen, thanks. And it's hard to talk her out of being off her bicycle on Saturday mornings. I'm just going to warn y'all, but we have a wedding this afternoon. Todd, I'm not sure you know that. Sheila's getting married this afternoon.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that's pretty kind of cool. So anyway, guys, thank y'all for being on.
Yeah, thank you.
End the recording.